答えは常に塔の上にある。
間に合ったな。アリーナに売店ぐらいあるよな。
After school.
Everybody, welcome back to the podcast. More webtoons coming at you. Viral hit, Lookism, got a high school, usual stuff here. Let's kick it off with Viral Hit, chapters 35 through 38. As of this recording, we get introduced to more characters that are going to be important later down the line. The new antagonist coming out here, the new channel, One Punch TV. Oh yeah, this is kind of like early Lookism stuff right here for sure. With the new girl coming in. And she's just like a bitch. I mean, the best way to put it. She has that resting bitch face in there.
She's got some issues for sure.
Doesn't she have the same name as the girl from Lookism?
No, I mean her because she's fucking new. That's why. I just know Rumi. This chapters have like really awakened an inner part of me I had long forgotten about.
No, her name's Gyeol Han.
No, I'm talking about Rumi. Oh, her name?
There's nobody named that in Lookism. Yeah, man. I gotta say a lot of early Lookism vibes here. Rumi, like you're saying earlier, Jerry. I said it to you guys the other day. She's feeling like she's going through the same stuff that Zoe went through early on, to where it's like, I mean, she was an alright character, but I think after this arc, Rumi's gonna I think she's gonna catch maybe feels for Hoban, or like look at him in a different light and start actually being friendly rather than just trying to take advantage of him for the viewer counts until he's useless, like she's mentioned before. That'll be something to see. And also with our boy, the balding sumo wrestler coming in here looking fresh at the end of the latest chapter.
Mangy?
Yeah.
Part of what you're saying is already established, though. I do think the part where, he starts looking at Rumi, like, a lot differently, it's pretty much already been established.
No, like, she's going to be looking at Hoban in a different light.
Oh, doesn't she already do that? Like, she invited him back to her house. Like, she hasn't done that for anybody else.
For content.
Yeah, it's only for content. Like, she said that the first time he left her place, she was like, well, he's still useful, so I'll keep using him until he's useless, and then just ignore him.
It's also because he can keep a secret. Obviously, he's not just going to go running off his mouth about what she really does and what she's really like. Part of it is also because Hoban is Hoban.
Yeah, well, he relates with Rumi because they have similar upbringing.
And they both after the money.
Yeah, both money hungry. And among other things, I feel like they'll be like really like the whole like ride or die.
Especially with her hanging out more with them, especially in the chapter Screw You Hoban, right, where he gets that meal voucher. And it's like, oh, it feels like she's already been hanging out here for a while with these guys.
Just like Zoe in Lookism, she was pretty much she's gonna look at Hoban like some type of way afterwards. After all this, maybe.
Yeah, the harem continues.
Yeah, yeah, and like fucking Logan as well. You got Mangy like trying to get her hand.
This is the other version of that relationship from Lookism.
That's nuts, dude.
Because Mangy's, he's not an asshole.
Yeah, he's. Yeah, for real. That's probably like a good contrast.
I hope we see his fight, because it could be one of those situations where he gets his ass beat hard, and then Hoban gets more pissed off and wants to go in there, and then we'll see the fight in like a flashback later down the line or something.
Yeah, we saw a preview at the end of these chapters where he's just like fighting, and the look on his face, the determination. I think that's bullshit. I think it's probably a money related thing, but we'll see.
Of why he's I think
why he's pushing it to the limit. And then now that you say it, it makes sense, because like it was him who was actually saying like because of this is why. But then again, I'm saying I stand by my fact that I think he's doing it for like probably money.
Yeah, like it's a little it's like a money gag, right?
No, I think it has something to do with Rumi, because he deep down he's like, you know what, Rumi's actually a nice person at the end of the day. And of course, like I said, like he relates to her because of their housing situation and all that financial stuff. And to see that happen, where it's going to ruin her financially. So maybe that's where the money element comes in. Him being pissed off, like he already knows he's going to have to fight that guy. That's with this new girl. And he has to really push it because, he saw the tussle that went down when they all first met up. And he's like, okay, if I'm gonna have to fight this guy, I have to really push it.
What I like about this though is that guy doesn't really want to fight, and like, he's trying to stay pacifist because
He's whipped.
But because of this chick,
it's gonna be similar to the first arc, with his original bully, where they're gonna have to try to pull her in secret to start saying what she did out loud. You know what I mean? So they can like get her on video. I think that kind of similarity kind of speaks out in me, because a lot of what they're bringing out in the latest chapter is like, oh, you need proof. I need to see some proof. You need to have something like hard evidence, something physical, and it's like when it comes to this particular subject, basically what the series is based off of, it's like, yeah, pretty much that's tangible now in the age of the internet, where we're all going to want to see something, if anything, that, validates what you're saying or doing, you know what I mean? Versus somebody who's just ruining your life, you know what I mean? So I get it. Like, that's a permanent, not permanent, perfect antagonist to the, to the situation. And it's, I don't know, man, like it's kind of cool. I like see a lot of the similarities to what Danny was saying earlier about Lookism.
Mm-hmm.
Like we got like the whole gang thing going on there. It's going to be clear, like, once like Hoban like gets that final push from the end of this, like whatever the climax leads to from this this girl Gale, he's gonna be like, all right, I gotta form my clique. I'm not gonna join up with Sehun or whatever his name is. I'm just gonna make my own clique with my own YouTubers, and we're gonna go ham.
Yeah, when we get the reveal that he was the boss for Viral Hook, which it might not be for a while. I don't know. I think they're gonna want to test Hoban and see how far he's gonna go, and then they'll drop the reveal on that, and then he'll have to fight this guy with the 5 million subscribers.
I'm not even sure it's gonna be a fight.
Like, not even fight, yeah, but try to get out of the contract that he signed.
It's gonna be like a season, like the end of the season climax kind of thing, because it could just end up with like him just getting arrested or some shit, and then like season 2 will be like, okay, like what is like the consequences of the fallout, who's like the power struggle, who was above him, rival companies, all that other shit comes into play. You know how they do these.
There's always a bigger fish.
That shit ain't nothing new. We know the pattern.
It's that anime trope, man.
Yeah, it's like the affiliates all over again, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but with YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know why that annoys me, but I know it's supposed to be about. Yeah, I know it's about like views and stuff.
Yeah.
I just hope like further on the line that it actually goes, it strays away from this and it goes towards like him actually, like, I don't want it to be too in your face with like the YouTube shit, because right now it's like all up in my face.
So you don't like all the scenes and panels where they're doing the live streams? Is that
yeah,
it's too much live streams?
Yeah, I know it's hard to explain. I don't really care. It's like it's revolving around the YouTube shit, but like I wanted to get over. I know it's probably impertinent to the plot too. Get in here and fucking feel around for everything for like a couple minutes.
Yeah, cause I think I know what you're getting at, because there is gonna be a limit to how long we can keep this up, of it being revolving around a YouTube channel. I think it was you, Oscar, right, last episode, where we talked about like, oh, we're showing off like the power levels with the subscribers, and it's just like, yeah, you weren't a fan of that idea, right?
I don't know about you guys, but I came over here because Lookism, and Lookism right now is like fights and shit.
So you just want the fights.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it had to get through past that awkward first phase of like fundamentals and baseline storytelling, which is can be boring, but if you give it a shot, then that's what I'm here for. So
yeah, Viral Hit's all about the setup to the fight.
Yeah, but what? So to me, what it sounded like you were saying was you want. It's okay for it to be the center of the series, of course, but aside from the actual fighting, the fighting should be involved in the live streams, because that's the point.
Yeah.
But stuff like character development, plot, dramatization, all of that should be off of live stream, right? And I also agree with you on that, because to me, that makes a lot of sense. I feel like the point of having the YouTube series was for the fights, like you mentioned, and not to build up all of this glitz and glamour for what's going to happen. But at the same time, that's basically what's been happening.
It needs to happen, like, in order for us to get to that point.
Also, in order for it to make sense to him and his viewers. You know what I mean? Because it's not like I'm just going to go get bullied by some random guy, by some random bully who doesn't even know me. You know, like I need a reason for him to pick a fight with me, basically. Aside from that, I don't know. Like I'm still not sure how this idea is gonna roll out, or like how they're basically gonna start like domino affecting on another, and like how they're all gonna start like getting involved with him. I can only imagine if it's anything like from the example we're taking now, it's gonna start involving each and every single one of his like clique, and maybe even involve a couple more people. I'm thinking about the next guy after that. Was it like the student guy with the 1.4 million viewers or whatever?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so this guy probably goes to some private school. Will go straight home or to like a library after work. Like, how the fuck is this guy gonna end up being a fucking like fighter? Like, what are we gonna get from this? And like, who's the one that's gonna be like pushing the envelope to get this guy involved in like Hoban's business? All of that shit is something like still off kilter. You know, doesn't really make sense or click. Possibilities are kind of coming together, forming a little bit in the mind, and it's just like based off what I've seen from Lookism, I can kind of understand his formula to what he does for Hoban here in Viral Hit. By now, we can kind of see, like, obviously, it's kind of clear that this guy's going to get his ass beat right now. Somehow, some way, mangy, he's going to get, like, his shit flipped and his wig flipped.
That's
like,
for sure.
Somehow. And then it's going to be, like, this whole thing where, you know, he gets revealed as, like, this guy who lost, and then we're going to see how fucking Hoban ended up getting cum gutters and learning how to fucking beat the shit out of a fucking punching bag like we saw in that panel. And it's just like, okay, like it's just like what I was saying last time. You're not even a loser at this point anymore. You're a fighter now. So like, how could you still be involved in the videos? I think it would be neat if he like got Mangy involved, since he was technically like the one who lost.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the shift is going to be. I would hope he would like start doing like MMA stuff or something. But I think at that point, it would probably end the series, if I had to guess.
Can't go that far. It's kind of a challenge because I feel like this is the series where the pro tag has to lose a lot more often than he wins. Something that we're not really used to, but he has to do it like with efficiency, with a grain of salt, I guess is the best way I could put it, to a point where like as we as the readers are not looking at this like, okay, like he's just gonna, you know, like get knocked down, get back up again, you know, like that same old bullshit, you know, like he's just trying to find like really whimsical and neat, crafty ideas as to how like Hoban loses. You know, if you like kind of like pay attention to the arcs, like he loses in more than one way. Sometimes not even physically, sometimes not even like as part of violence or anything like that. It's like humiliation, or you know, somebody gets attacked, you know, like somebody else is involved, or like whatever, something's mentioned about his mom. Like all of these other different nuances and like real life shitty ways that people actually get bullied. That's fucking rad. You know, that's something that I really think like is a lot different from Lookism, and really like has like its own unique tropes that, you know, really can't be compared to that point. Like we can't really say, okay, look, this is how, you know, Hoban is exactly like Daniel. Like at that point, that's where I would draw the line. I'm like, no, these are two different things at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So I would guess Snapper is probably going to be the one to take charge into taking down One Punch by countering what they do by spreading false rumors about her. He'll probably do something like that. And then, you know, she'll get pissed off and tell Homeboy, hey, go mess these guys up or something.
I'm thinking they're going to lure her ass. Think she's going to get lured, or make them lure her into like a warehouse, or like just some place where they're going to, you know, she's going to like basically sick him. Sick what's his face on him. And they're just going to have, you know, Snapper like high up in a tree or some shit somewhere, like using security surveillance, hacking into systems and shit, trying to get like the fucking angle in the audio for that perfect capture. It's going to be great, man. I can't wait to read it.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and shift on over to some Lookism. Oof, good stuff right here, man. We're ending the club arc, and we're starting Worker's third affiliate. And I think this is where all the build-up went to, with these like couple mini arcs. And now we're just going to focus on these guys for the rest. Like the rest of the chapters are going to be called third affiliate until we're done.
Nice.
And it's good hype stuff, man. It was cool seeing Daniel doing what he's doing in his body, not in the new body.
This finally got what you wanted, Danny. Got that action.
Yeah, I got what Daniel's been wanting. Yeah.
Dude, all that dude wants to do is just eat, dude.
No, he doesn't, dude. He wants money.
Bro, you saw how
No, we're not doing this again.
Yeah, this was a good episode.
I almost forgot that this wasn't the hot Daniel body for a moment, just the way he's being drawn in here. You know, if it wasn't for like the height difference and all that stuff, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. This is the OG right here.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the fact that when everybody got the call that Daniel was in trouble, they were all like, who's gonna go?
Yeah, bringing the boys back in town. Yeah. I was like, oh, so this is how they're bringing everybody in. Okay.
I guess they consider him their leader.
He's the unspoken leader, is what I would say.
He doesn't even want it.
Well, they're not going to acknowledge it until somebody says, like, so who's the leader? You know, and then they're going to fight, and then at the end they're going to say, oh, it's probably Daniel. Like, that's how it usually plays out for stuff like that. But it brought up some interesting stuff that makes sense, and will probably make Daniel a lot stronger after this, which is actually what we saw here was in the flashback when after he was getting his ass whooped, and Sophia was like, you only know the techniques. Like, you know the advanced combos, but in the tourneys, you win with the basics. Like, you got to understand how you're going to fight with this and why you're fighting. It's only until then is when you get stronger. And I find that interesting because I feel like that's going to pop up later for Viral Hit. Because it's the same thing with Hoban. He's only learning techniques and how to use them. And he's not really... I mean, he was starting to put some thought into combinations for the stuff he's been learning, like we saw with the pranksters. But I feel like that'll definitely be something coming up soon over there.
Yeah, you just modify the basics in your own taste, in his own taste, and that's his own fighting style. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go.
I think it's crazy that he really didn't have this mindset, or that, you know, they try to emphasize that he didn't have like the fighting spirit. Basically,
it's Sophia.
And not even then. My first mindset, I thought back to the time that he's fighting with his original bully. What was his name?
Logan.
Logan.
Logan. Yeah, remember he gets like knocked. He gets fucking decked on that fucking car, right? And he stays conscious. He looks him dead in the eye with that fucking ferocious look in his eye, and he's like, "You lost. Don't hit her up again." You know what I mean? Like it doesn't click to me that his mindset at the time was, oh, like, I took a punch. Like, no, like, I know that he knows a little bit of what that mindset is. He's just not like always conscious about how to use it or when to use it. And to me, I'm like, that's asinine. Like, you're telling me that you trained with this lady, but this whole time, not once you didn't feel that little mindset, that particular, you know, sense of urgency where it's just like, I need to get mad and knock this fucker out.
I would say there's only 2 times where he fights, like Sophia mentioned, which is when he fought Zach, when they were looking for Jasmine, and then when he fought Logan. Like, that's the only time where he had his fighting spirit, I guess. Because I think every other time is like, well, I'm in a fight, I have to fight my way out of this.
Or he's going to be in the other body.
Or he's in the other... Well, but that's the thing, though, is the mentality is because he could copy-paste the techniques, he doesn't have to think too much about it. He just has to know, like, okay, I know I could kick this and then do this and that. Like, he's thinking it like a manual, but not like really feeling it, I guess.
So I guess that also applies to Ultra Instinct. It's not like a passion thing. It's just like an instinct thing. Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense, you know?
It's just Ultra Instinct. Yeah, I mean, it's just the Dragon Ball Z thing. Which is, yeah.
I don't know.
We'll probably get it. We'll get it more explained later down the line.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I guess it's different from when he feels like he has to save somebody. Because I feel like that's also a perfectly reasonable opportunity or time to have that mindset. But hey,
Ultra just thinks more like it. To me, it looks like he's just going through an adrenaline rush.
I'm not talking about Ultra Instinct. I'm just talking about like that mindset in general, like what he will, like what she's talking about, like why you're losing, like you don't fight because you don't have like that fighter spirit mentality or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, you just don't have it right now because you're skinny, I guess. Or fuck it, you lose.
Well, no, I mean he doesn't have it because
some.
he doesn't. That's not something he thinks about. I think the way I think it's trying to present it is when you think back of all the fights in the beginning, right? A lot of people acknowledge Daniel was strong because he could copy their moves and he could just do them, with more strength into it. So in his head, he's always thinking like, well, I know I'm strong because I fought people who are strong, who dedicate themselves, who have that fighting. Like they have like Zach and, Vasco, whoever else he fought, like they have fighting spirit. It's just not something he thinks about because he's like, well, I know I'm strong because those guys are strong. But he doesn't think of why they're strong, like what motivates them to be like that. And then, it's here reminding him like, oh, the new girl, I have to save her. Like, and then that's what kicks him on and becomes a more shonen character here.
Do you think she's going to be a staple if they rescue that girl?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe she joins Big Deal.
Maybe she fucking joins with Goo. You saw what the fuck she was trying to do with the...
No, not Vivi. No, the Daniel's neighbor.
Oh, staple for sure, but I'm not looking forward to what she has to do in all of this. Daniel was hyping it up to be pretty fucking tragic.
She's gonna fucking gangbang.
Oh, we're going there?
Dude, we talked about this last time.
I know.
Like the treasures, and then this time he's like taking advantage of. Like, what does that even mean, dude?
Well, we won't know because at the end of one of these chapters, it's like it's already over.
Well, I think they got beat up, so they never really got a chance to do what they wanted, right?
Oh, that's true too. Yeah, you're right.
Daniel's in a tub about to be fucking soup.
Dude, he's about to die.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I liked all the Jake stuff. Him being very adamant about like, nah, I'm here for Sinu, bro. Like, I don't care what they're doing with these kids. And then he's like, oh no, I'm a good guy now. I forgot. All right, guys, let's go. Then also Old Face here, man. It's like he's rooting for Jake in this chapter for sure. I thought like the last time they interacted, it was more of like, hey, long time no see, Jake. Like, I'll let you have some fun for a bit. But now it's like, oh no, I want to back you with this.
I love his interactions in this chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah, Old Face.
Piece of shit, Dad.
Yeah. Oh, and man, did Daniel go to a special place?
Hell yeah,
chapter,
man.
Dude.
He's gone to the realm where gods have walked. He got moved to the hotel, right?
Yeah, and then he woke up again. Yeah, I'm ready to see the after effects after all this goes down.
Honestly, dude. Like, both bodies are just going to be awake, and he's going to be...
Withdrawals happening and shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but hype time, man. I'm not going to lie. I was trying to figure out who the third person that Jake called was. Like, who is that? Because it's Vasco, and then it's
Yeah,
Zach.
I was trying to figure it out, too.
And then it's not until we get the face reveal. I'm like, it's our boy Eli. He dyed his hair.
Oh, yes, sir. And he's like, I gotta go give her the bottle, so can we do this quick? I'm like, I forget he's a dad.
Well, see that phone call, I thought it was Zach babysitting the baby. Because, because Mira and him sort of have like this special bond with Eli's kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was nuts. Honestly, just seeing Eli come through.
This chapter, the start of Workers, was like, I was like, getting like, dude, no fucking way. This is how we're bringing the boys back together. And then Johan's right there, and I'm like, oh shit, Zach's fucking here, dude.
And they're about to just have a standoff.
I wonder how this is gonna go because we already know Vasco's not gonna fight Johan because he thinks Johan's a good guy, so he would rather not fight him.
That's a good point.
Oh,
So
but you know who Vasco's gonna fight?
Oh, homeboy with the braids.
Xiaolong?
Yeah, definitely.
I would say Eli's gonna charge in and fight Johan, and then maybe Zach's gonna step in, try to talk to him or something. There might be conflict there.
I hope they're gonna be in the club because I want my fight scene in the club.
Well, we do see in the next chapters there's gonna be music, and all I hope is that it's different music.
No, it's probably gonna be different, but the same one for all three.
Let's get into some God of High School. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like it's all build up right now, and I just want to get to the good parts of this final piece. Because I was like, oh, I gotta read these God of High School chapters. I mean, I guess, but it's not like we're gonna get a whole lot of stuff right now.
What do you really want to see? You just want to see like the climax between Mubong and what is it? Mori?
Well, I actually wanted like this was all set up like at the end of one of these chapters, right? It was Ilpio fighting the dragon, and I just want to see more of the big four fights, and then then we could get to the bigger fights coming in.
Let me ask you this, because I remember, I think it was last night, you were crying about something, and I read it. What were you talking about? Like, was it the fucking was it like the fact that I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I don't want to spoil it, because I don't want to spoil my ideas, because they're mostly right.
Okay, so let's get to let's talk about this shit where I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. So we've talked about it for a while now, but we got the panel, Iplo's waifu over here with the fetus, and they're saying the fetus is okay.
Yeah, baby's alive.
Baby's alive, and I'm just like, okay, I have to understand that this is a shonen series and things can get a little wacky, but at the same time, I'm like, this thing is weeks old.
Didn't he throw the baby?
No, okay, so what happened
was it P?
P got stabbed,
yeah.
and he died. But the baby was alive, and Seo somehow took the baby out, but the baby was still alive. The baby did not die, even though the baby should have died because the baby should have needed a NICU. But that's not what we're talking about right now. The baby was alive, and Mubang knew the baby was alive, that the baby was going to pull through. I think, because remember, the whole thing that led up to it was that the baby was going to have deficiencies, like all sorts of deficiencies.
Well, it's not a Gen X.
Doesn't even matter. It's literally worse than a Gen X. It's a literal dead battery, like a dead battery with an opposable mind and opposable brains. Like, that's something. But this thing is beyond need. It needs help. It's one of those kind of special needs. You know what I mean? Well, as far as we know,
that's not confirmed.
It's 80%. Like when they were explaining, when the doctor was explaining it to him, the baby was gonna be born with heavy deficiencies.
No, they said there was gonna be a chance because of all the stuff Mubong was doing to his body with the arm and the Wi-Fi stuff.
But how could you not assume that that's going to be heavy just based off how much he did? He did. I mean,
more than it's anyone. Implied for sure, but I doubt we're gonna get to that.
It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna. I really hope that doesn't, because that would mean that there has to be another time skip.
Well, yeah. I mean, I joked the past few episodes of we're gonna end with the epilogue of a time skip, and Mubong's kid's gonna be in the tournament for God of High School.
Ahan Dan's gonna take care of Mubong's kid.
Yeah, Mori's gonna raise Mubong's kid. Yeah, I think I mentioned that last time.
No, I think Ahan Dan is gonna do it.
Yeah, Ahan. She's gonna be the pan of the series. She already is Pan, dude. I just realized that.
No, it wouldn't be her. It would be, what's her name? The staff girl.
Seo.
I feel like she's gonna die.
Yeah, Seo, because she's the one that brought the fetus, and Mubong trusts her, kind of thing.
Is it bad to say I hope she dies so that I get to see Mama Ahan?
You hope she dies? I think what happens is she might end up sacrificing herself. I mean, I could imagine that there's only going to be one Gen X left if there isn't
probably
more.
Dean.
Yeah, it's going to be Dean, basically. Besides the Gen Xers that Mubong has, which are just all literal infants.
The elites.
How much you want to bet he's going to make them age rapidly, and they're going to be the next executives?
No, he has that army of those other people right now, so he doesn't need the new generation.
Yeah,
he's all about securing the future for humanity, so I doubt he wants to get them involved.
He obviously wants to weaponize those kids. It's just a matter of if he does it on or off camera. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Weaponizing for self-defense, that was his whole ideology.
That's what he says, right? I mean, we already know the whole thing about Mujin is he imagines one thing, believes in one thing, does a completely different thing, and then says it's a different thing. That's pretty much everything that he's been doing up to this point.
Yeah, right. Like in this chapter where we get the actual dialogue of him talking to his fetus baby and saying I can't take you with me, and I think that means that he has a hope for that baby to survive, and
The
he's trying
baby.
to create the baby. That's right, my hands are on my head.
Is that before or after he immediately follows up with "You're the lowest of the low"?
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely
that
loves
was
that
that was
baby.
the number one dad shit right there.
Dad of the year, right there.
Yeah.
Fucking dad core.
Remember, he's like, I will be the bad guy so that way we can win. Like, that's his whole thing.
I want Maury to come back. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't be the comments, dude. Shut up.
Well, see, the reason I want Maury back is because that's how I know we're going to get good fights.
Oh yeah.
Like, the Ilplo stuff was good, but it should have been a bigger fight. Like, he was like so adamant on making sure the ship gets to the GT planet, you know, that he didn't really focus 100% on this fight with the dragon guy, which I thought would have been a good fight. But
On top of that, they were talking again about like the past where he was the horse and then he turns into the dragon. They're talking about the dragon family, then they're talking about the new dragons. So I just think it's appropriate that Maury should reveal himself since he has dragon bones and complete the whole talk and conversation of dragons.
yeah, he's going to whip the dragon homeboy because of the flashback that the dragon promised Maury he would keep what's her name safe, and then, you know, as we know, he didn't. So that's going to be a personal fight, and you know, them saying that dragon's the strongest out of the four also implies that once Maury takes care of him, Maury can trust his friends to take out the rabbit and the deer, so that way he could just go and fight Mubong.
Yeah. Damn, imagine how it feels being that fucking dragon guy and having Maury beat the shit out of you with your dad's fucking spine or ridge or rib or whatever the fuck. The humiliation, man.
Well, when you put it like that,
Yeah, it's going to be good.
I don't know if he'll... I have a kind of like a small hope that I hope the dragon guy kind of like
Turns over.
turns over, you know, like at least like for a split second before being sacrificed, you know, or some shit like that. But I just think that it would be cool if we got a lot more of that interaction between him and Maury, considering that he used to know him from a different perspective, like literally like a whole different existence altogether. And I want I think it'd be really cool. Yeah. Well, no, not really just talking about Maury. I'm talking about like Wrong or whatever his name is, you know, because he was the horse. Like, I can't imagine that he was literally talking to a fucking horse and the horse was talking back to him. So before he turned into a dragon, you know, like we have those like little instances like where they're talking along to each other or they're just talking to the horse, you know, and he's just like, all right, yeah, like they loved me, like they treated me as an equal. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to see like some shit like that, some background. You know, they've been really good about it with a lot of the other fucking anamorphic creatures that they have in this series, whether they were or always not anamorphic. You know, so I just think that hopefully, I don't know if they'll sprinkle it in within the fights or you know, right before, in between, whatever. But as long as they just, you know, kind of go more into that, that would be really cool. At least him of all people. He's the only one with background, honestly. They're just going to make some shit up for the other three.
Yeah, we're just going to get like flashbacks of their story and why they wanted to work for Tagatha and all of that. And then we're going to be like, oh yeah, these guys are real evil assholes. We have to fight them type of thing. Yeah. Curious
about that blue-haired bunny girl. She's honestly my favorite one so far. Will probably be her.
Banto.
Yeah, because she's got that psycho energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You like them? This toxic. That's good.
Okay, I don't know about you guys, but when I read these chapters, I was like, oh man, is Mira gonna make it? Because when we got the ship absorbing the energy that it needed to infiltrate the new planet, and then we saw Mira's arm react to that, I was like, oh, maybe because she still has those, maybe avarice, avarice
crippled
stuff going.
Tam, maybe
Tam,
crippled,
yeah.
but like I don't know. What it struck me just now is that maybe what if they'll both be gone, like her and Daiwi, yeah. Like
That
The
would
squad
suck.
is
yeah,
the
but
10
that would
squad
give
still
motivation
exists.
to Mori, which hopefully like would be the end of the series, maybe, unless he's got more planned.
I don't know what you can do after this.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like I have no idea where he can go now.
You just make another generation.
Oh, stop.
Okay, look. I'm just gonna look. All I'm gonna put out there, the whole point of the series, they just recently revealed it. The whole point of this series is the destination and travel between, from wherever the fucking start is to the finish, which is, the holy ground, New Korea, or whatever the fuck. But it's always talking about the same thing. There is a descendant of Gaia. The descendant makes the journey to the hidden land and then sacrifices itself, blah blah blah. Salvation, benediction for mankind, always, hooray. Basically, that's basically what it was. The whole tale to India, something like that.
Yeah.
And they're trying to implement it through generations. To me, that's kind of where I start seeing like the Naruto of it all, where I'm like, oh, okay, we get all these different characters, some old, some new, some die off. That makes sense.
That is such a weeb. That's the weebest thing I heard all fucking week, dude.
The only thing I could see happening after this arc is that there is a new generation of gods that are created. They either want to fight Morihjin because of the legend he is, or that they're just evil as well, and Mori has to step in and correct them and create a new treaty between humanity and the gods. But at that point, you're kind of just repeating a lot of stuff you've already done. And then plus, he did, I think we did get the confirmation that this is the end. Yeah, but other than that, for God of High School, just waiting for the big fights to come in. We got the teases of our boy Sayok, or not Sayok, our boy Bake.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you got something planned for sure.
Yeah, we saw his fresh cut. He's rocking the tracksuit. He's ready to fuck.
No, he did already. Once he met up with fucking
with Uma.
Yeah, it was over.
He probably like tore a piece of Tagatha, fucking fused it with a staff, like did some crazy science god shit.
Yeah, he would fucking do some shit like that too.
Oh, you know what? He's gonna find Mubong's weakness by getting a piece of Tagatha. That's what it's gonna be. Watch. But all right, man. I think with that, I think it's safe to say we can wrap up this episode. I'm mainly just looking forward to more Lookism right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the big hype right now. That's the hype spot. Like God of High School is the Lookism's the and Viral Hits like okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully
like
that's
I said,
gonna grow.
I think God of High School is it's having that slow start right now for all of this because it has to do the setup before we can get into the cool fights.
We're talking about for Viral Hit or God of High School?
God of High School.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Damn, dog. Can't wait.
While we wait, you can always send us an email, universepodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, of course, we'll talk about it on the next episode. And then you can follow us on social media at Universe Podcast anywhere you go, and we'll let you know when those episodes drop. So thanks, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.